Good evening. My name is Alex, and this is a brand new season of Fantasy Premier League on FPL Jinx channel. This is the type of prize that our winner is going to be receiving for finishing first in our mini league, and I wanted to spice it up this time. So not only you're getting a special prize, a trophy like this, you're also going to be getting something like a certificate for like a PlayStation Store, or you can buy coins in a football, whatever you want, for $100. For those new to the channel, we are talking about other creators and interesting people teams and following them throughout the season, and I'm comparing them to my team as well. Something that I would be doing offline, but I decided to start a channel, and apparently some people were interested, so I decided to try and give it a go again. The problem right now, I'm living in Ukraine and we get a lot of power cuts. Well, this is the least of our worries. These videos can be not as consistent as they used to be last season, but I wanted to share my draft right now, and yeah, I wanted to compete on like a slightly more higher level this season. I was fooling around, experimenting a lot. I want to start this season on a front foot so that I can carry over as many transfers as possible and then maybe use them instead of my wildcard, because as you know, the rules have changed. You can now carry over up to 5 transfers, and even if you're using a special chip, you can carry over some of the transfers. Doesn't mean that I'm going to be starting with a template draft. As you can see, we are beginning with a special goalkeeper. That is Raya. I saved this draft actually like the moment I registered for the Fantasy Premier League on the very first day of the drop, and the fact that I'm using Raya and saving 0.5 million on Arsenal defense, I think that's smart, and that's something that worked for so many people who we were reviewing last season. Who is a better defender, Gabriel or Saliba? It turned out to be White that was the best defender, so we might be doubling up on Arsenal defense, and if I were to do that, I will probably go for White then, because he has the potential to actually haul, and in one of the double game weeks he earned 26 points. I remember that last season. So if I were to go, I wouldn't be probably picking Saliba or Gabriel. I would be going for White, but still, this is my goalkeeper Mikolenko. I think if he's not leaving for one of the Italian teams, which is one of the rumors, I think investing in a player that scored, like for the first half of the season, he was the best left back in the Prem, according to like combined stats and ratings after the game. He scored a few goals, he was very attacking, and yeah, Everton have some favorable fixtures. He's a cheap option, and I think if he's not leaving, I'll be keeping him in my team. And that's the first controversial pick. Trippier is a defender that may be also leaving the team, so if he's staying and he's a nail like he should be, definitely. I think the amount of assists that I missed, I think I even benched him for one of his holes, just expecting Newcastle to concede. I think he's the best defender in the team if he's playing. And then maybe price-wise, he's very expensive. But the team that I'm creating, you'll be surprised, and I think I'm going to be going without Haaland, regardless of whatever I'm doing right now here. So this is where I'm saving my money, and I'm going to be explaining why exactly. So sorry for spoiling instantly like that. Guardiola is a defender and I think is nailed. I think there is no, like, I also benched him for one of his holes. I got him in advance. I was expecting some other defenders to hole, and I thought that he was going to be conceding a goal, but he didn't against Forest, I think. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, it's on me, but I think I'm not going to be benching him now. He is a nailed defender in my team. Now, onto the, like, yes, I'm going to be tripling up on Newcastle, as probably you have already guessed, since I have 3 strikers. One of them is supposed to be Isak. Everyone has Isak, and Isak is a penalty taker for a team that has fantastic run of fixtures at the start, or at least you can captain him for the first game week for sure. And Gordon is also going to be on all the free kick duties, on the corner kicks, if Trippier is leaving. So I think Gordon is a nice, still can be on a few of these if Trippier is taking like right-sided corner kick, maybe Gordon is taking it on the left. This is Eze. And there can be an argument that Eze is not really going to be that effective because Olise has left and because Mateta is now involved in the Olympic Games. If he's on penalties, Crystal Palace were cooking with their new manager at the end of the previous season. They can still be cooking at the start, and they have a nice run of fixtures. So I think I'll keep Eze for the time being. And Saka is another option. I think Arsenal are going to be competing, and my bet that they actually can clutch it, because 5 times in a row to win the Prem. I don't know what Man City have in them, bro. They actually, like, are they not, like, tired of, like, playing on this? Like, probably not. That's the spirit of champions, man. But I think Arsenal, if they're making, like, obviously they're improving their defense now, Calafiori is joining the team, they may, if they get like a very like prolific goal scorer, and it's gonna be their like big transfer. I can't even put my finger on who could that be. They can actually compete, and they will be competing. So I think having Saka, who's on penalties, not a bad choice at all. And then finally Foden. Yes, I'm getting Foden just because I remember him being involved in so many attacks. He assisted Haaland, he scored a few hat-tricks. He actually scored a nice amount of points last season. He's not a substitute for Haaland, considering Haaland is on penalties. But it's still at least something, because I'm not going to be getting Haaland into my team, as you have probably already discovered by the amount of expenditure in my midfield. So there's Watkins, who I think Aston Villa, there can be, like, obviously for Foden, there's another argument. He may be a little bit like eased in by Pep since he was involved in the Euros. I don't know, man. Watkins is a player that can be now on penalties since David Luiz is leaving the team. So I think that this is a nice choice. Aston Villa will be now playing Champions League football, so that can be a little bit of detrimental to their prolificness in scoring. I don't know about that. I have no idea. Look, Newcastle were also playing Champions League. They were still scoring goals. Maybe not as many, but once they were eliminated. But look, we're not even talking about Champions League right now. It's just start of the season. So for these few fixtures, he is a very good choice, I think. And now, speaking of the differentials, I know that it's bad starting. Obviously, he's not going to be a captain. I think it's Isak who's going to be captain, and Isak is my final pick. I think I'm going to be captain Isak for this one, right? Make captain, and then second game week I will be captain Foden for Ipswich at home. Southampton, I still remember that disaster class of Southampton against Manchester United when they were playing with 10 men away. I remember them losing to Leicester, something like 8-1. It was crazy, man. They can ship so many goals. So tripling up on Newcastle, I think, for the first game week is a nice way to gain some points. And that's what I'm doing. Look, Gakpo had fantastic Euros. And on the other hand, Darwin Núñez was very... his performances were quite bleak, and they this form transferred into his national team performance for the Copa America. So I am thinking that with the new manager, he may as well bench Darwin Núñez and make Gakpo a starter. But the thing is, my bench is looking very nice as well. We have Mudryk here, which I think will become eventually Nkunku. But the thing is, 6.5 for a winger or attacking midfielder of Chelsea, which can be Mudryk and Nkunku, and I think they're gonna be still in minutes of each other now that Nkunku is fit. I think that's a nice way to diversify your risks, because I don't want, except for, as you can see, City is a good team and Newcastle have fantastic fixtures. I want to pick like one good player from each team. I have Barco because he's 4 million. Stupinian apparently is injured. I have Anderson for Crystal Palace, a good representation. A player who can be easily rotated with McCollenco in case if Everton are having tough fixtures. And 4 million goalkeeper over here, and we spent all of our money on this draft. And this looks like a very viable option. In case if there are no changes to the teams, right? I've seen rumors that Trent is signing Real Madrid shirts already. He was seen hanging out with Bellingham, Tchouaméni, and I think another Real Madrid player. And I was like, is he leaving the team? Because if he's leaving the team, and it looked like the Liverpool project was supposed to be built around players like Trent, and there is no guarantee that he is staying. And if he's not staying, I wouldn't be betting on Liverpool even finishing top 4 this season. I don't know what this new manager is all about. I think I'm gonna be going without Haaland regardless. I have a separate alternative draft, and it looks like this. And I think I'm gonna be going without Haaland. Like, I've seen people commenting on other videos saying that, oh, like, these creators are like posting these bold drafts, but they will never go without Haaland. And in that draft, I'm not only going without Haaland, I'm also going without Salah. So this is an alternative draft without Haaland, but with Salah. And we still have Nkunku on our team. And this is a great rotation. So I've seen people trying to stuff in Salah and Haaland together or play premium midfielders and have not a single reliable option on the bench. And like 4 million defenders and 4.5 million midfielders, for instance, right? So I don't like this type of drafts at all. This is an alternative draft where you can easily go for anyone instead of Haaland if you don't trust Manchester United. I tried to get in Bruno. You can get Bruno and a 5.5 attacker instead, so that can be João Pedro, although he's injured right now. So this is where we're having a representation of every team except for attackers of Arsenal. And this is where you can easily go for Saka, for instance, and downgrade some of your midfielders, or like Nkunku will become someone else, like Gibbs White, for instance. And then you can have Havertz play Bruno, right? Bruno is also a viable option. So, but the core of the team, I would say, would be this, right? This is what I don't want to change. This is what I don't want to change at all. These defenders, very good price. Barco may be starting. Pius is definitely starting. And Nkunku is fantastic option of the bench. I think having one very reliable option on your bench and shuffling them with the players that have bad fixtures is a very good idea. Don't play cheap bench. I think it's a mistake that I obviously made previously, and I don't want to repeat it again. And obviously, my plan is like to play very solid, not make transfers in the first 3 game weeks, but famous last words, I probably will be jinxing everyone again, everything again, and everyone as well. So I will have to play some transfers. But the idea is play without Haaland. Like, look, how much Haaland should be costing so that you just don't include into your teams, bro. 17 million, 20 million. I think it's overkill. And the value around Haaland, right? So I'm getting Haaland and Foden and Salah, and I can't build this team even close to this team, right? Or I'm getting Isak, Foden, Watkins, right? And all of that for the price of Haaland and Gibbs White, and I have another placeholder for another mid attacker. So then you can, of course, maybe start juggling between options like Gibbs White. You can obviously include Palmer, someone like Eze. But yeah, this is the video. I probably should stop yapping. And I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you next time. Peace.